Gomez. A little too strong, still looking for his first three of the game. He's the Matadors' all-time three-point makes leader, and he's still got another year and a half to go. Amadou Sow from distance.
You know where that play led from? When he had a good defensive series on Janae. Remember, you were asking, how do you get on track? You do something positive. He made him shoot a bad shot, ran the floor, and that helped him. So let's see if he can build on that now.
May. On a trip to the line. This is one of the areas that he has really improved. He was the guy that, remember Hackashak, there was Hackajane last year in the Big West. Now he's cleaned that up a little bit.
Wow.
66% from the line in this season.
Well, he's got tree trunk legs. I like he's proportioned. You know where I heard you've got a great basketball body? When the team in France cut me, when I was in Mulhouse, France, and they cut me, they said, you got a great basketball body. Well, why are you sending me home then? But he's proportioned real well. Strong lower base, long arms, and it's a heck of a thing, Sam, when you play with confidence. That could be a basketball player's greatest asset.
That last foul was on Edahan. That's his fourth. So he's taking his seat. Janae, 2 for 2 from the line.
Let me pay off that story real quick. I came back after a knee surgery because I just had a scope, and they said, you're the flying dunker, and I couldn't dunk yet. And I came back and had 20 points on him for Mulhouse down there a long time ago. That was before cell phones.
Made sure they remembered your name.
That was before cell phones. Again now for the Gauchos. Good ball movement. Nice drive.
And one for Heidegger. Gets the roll.
You could see a good play happening before it happens. It's with the spacing, ball movement, body movement, and then the strong drive. For Heidegger in traffic, 1-2 defenders, sticks the landing, bang, good drive.
Got Elijah Harkless on the foul. Heidegger had his season high 21 in the previous matchup with CSUN. Sub Brandon Cyrus, the transfer from DePaul, back into the game as well.
So interesting. There's John Riley, my Australian connection. When I played down in Australia, he said, hey, if Heidegger's dialed in, he could be the best player on the floor, and that includes Janae with his effectiveness to score and get others involved.
Janae walked. Mentioned John Riley and got the Australian Open going on right now. But John, as you mentioned, from Australia, we asked him about his family, how they were dealing with the wildfires that have been going on for a long time
down there right now. Yeah.
And he said everyone's safe, but everyone's impacted too.
I loved Australia. My daughter Kylie was born down in Australia, 91, 92, 93. So that was a great time.
There's Coach Riley.
Yeah, he was at Boise State.
He was.
Wow. They came on over, but he's the Australian coordinator, connecting. Good basketball. There's a guy named Ben Simmons in the NBA.
I've heard of him.
He's pretty good. I played against his dad, Dave Simmons. That was a walk.
Ref saw it too. Amadou Sow called for steps. 16-13 left in regulation. CSUN with a 6-point lead. Back into the game, Brendan Herrick, the great nephew of CSUN assistant and former head coach at UCLA, Jim Herrick. Also, DeVearl Ramsey is back in, replacing Heidegger.
Now, it's interesting. UCSB has weathered the storm, and they're still connected. They're only down by 2 possessions if you're shooting 3. If they can get a stop, they can inch their way back into trying to get a lead on the road.
And they get a turnover. Takes us to a timeout on the floor. CSUN 39, UCSB 33. A little under 16 minutes remaining here in the Matadome.
It's time to play by new rules. To forget about the past. It's time for you to wake up to 100% electric. To take yourself further on a single charge. Britain, the new all-electric Vauxhall Corsa E is here. It's time to switch it up.
6 months in at Britain's newest bank, Santander, things aren't going to plan.
We'd like to address the allegations of similarities between our logo and a rival bank.
Their logo is a flame, whereas ours is clearly
a baguette.
Logo issues resolved.
Yes.
DEC is pitching an idea that will predict the future of remortgaging.
Introducing our new smart bot, Stan.
Wow, he's very lifelike.
No, Aunt, that's Jerry the intern. This is Stan. He'll predict the future. Watch. I'll read Stan. Will my mortgage rate alter?
Searching for flights to Gibraltar.
Stan, what will my mortgage rate do next?
Reading Dec's text from Ma'am. Declan, I've taken up your trousers.
Sorry, there's a few teething problems, obviously, at the moment.
Meanwhile, at Santander, they can't predict your future, but they'll help secure it with great mortgage rates fixed for up to 10 years. See what's possible at Santander.
We never know what's round the corner, which is why Go Compare now gives £250 free excess cover for when the unexpected happens.
Go Compare.
Build a 1/8 scale replica of the iconic Ferrari F40 Competizione. Precision engineered with die-cast metal, collected week by week. The F40 Competizione, out now.
Santa Barbara was the number 2 pick in the Big West preseason poll. They're going to host the number 1 pick, UC Irvine, in just over a week over at the Thunderdome. We'll have that one for you on ESPNU. And right now, the top 2 teams in the conference, Irvine and Hawaii, we will square off on February 16th. That one will also be on ESPNU.
Oh, my goodness. That is I get the privilege of going to paradise out there. That's going to be a good game. Right now, they're positioning themselves as the top-tier teams in conference, but it's all about winning games right now because you're coming into February, the home stretch. You want everybody to be clicking. You don't want to have any surprises. And who are you this time of year? What is your identity? Are you a fast-breaking team? Are you a defensive team, a rebounding team? So this is important the next few weeks.
We talked to Coach Gottfried, who mentioned earlier, he's led 3 different programs to the NCAA tournament over the course of his career. When you're a Power 5, you're just constantly trying to improve your seeding. But when you're in a one-bid conference, you're just trying to always improve your team so you're playing your best ball come March.
Well said. Control the controllables. I know that's a cliche kind of a term, but that's true. Living in the moment. Right now, the most important game for both of these teams is tonight. And if whoever can pull out this win, because it's anybody's game right now, that would be great momentum going into the next battle.
39-33, CSUN with the lead. Lamine Janae, reigning conference player of the year, has the ball right now. He leads all scorers with 13. Janae puts on the move and does not get the roll.
Beautiful shake to free himself. Nice handle in traffic.
3 on the way, goes down. Jay Nagel's first bucket of the game.
Jay Nagels has it all to me. He's got great size. He's a good athlete. Now it's all about the motor, the want-to. Does he want to be great? Does he want to be good? I'm not surprised at what I just saw in that possession from him.
Gaucho 6 for 11 from 3 today. 2-point answer from Darius Brown. That's been maybe the biggest issue for the Matadors, defending the three-point line. They are 336th out of 350 Division I teams in three-point percentage defense.
Well, right now, they've been playing well. But again, in the first half, the Gauchos have helped them out. Knock that down.
Nagel the miss. Rebound to Endomania. It was a spark plug in the first half.
You know, it's interesting. The Gauchos have been down.
Nagel the steal. McLaughlin, free run, gives to So, and he'll lay it in for 2.
Unselfish play by McLaughlin. He could have taken that. He's a right-handed player. Could have gone in for a layup or a dunk, but wanted to get his big guy involved. That was a great play.
One possession game. And almost another steal. See the foul's on. It's going to go on Max Heidegger, his first.
You know, it's interesting that UCSB has not made a lot of shots, but one thing I've consistently been impressed with their offense, they're getting good shots. And that's what that's all you can ask for, is my offense getting my team good looks. They've had the look so far.
Brandon Cyrus is checked back in for the Gauchos. Janae.
Both teams well coached, good patience, sharing the basketball.
Janae, NBA range.
You may run out of superlatives tonight, but this young man is a gamer, meaning whatever it takes. If it's a deep three-pointer, if it's a drive, if it's a dunk, he's answered the bell so far in this game.
Matadors by 6. Offensive foul.
Max over-penetrated. There's two things he didn't do right on that one. Over-penetration, and he passed up a shot.
Janae, 28% on the season from 3. That'll help.
Two things about him. He's a gamer. He meets the challenge, and it's not how big he is. He's 6'7" with long arms, but he plays like he's 6'9" or 6'10" because he's so explosive.
This is his 43rd career game. He's approaching 1,100 career points.
That's called getting it done in a hurry. CSUN has gotten mileage out of their 2 20-point scores playing on the same side of the floor.
Lachlan gets the deflection. It'll still be CSUN ball with 10 on the shot clock. Substitution. Nagel checks out. Matt Freeman, the grad transfer from Oklahoma, is back in.
And you look at Coach Mark Gottfried, and he's used to coaching high-scoring players. T.J. Warren, when he came out, averaged over 20 points a game. That's a tough shot. Over 20 points a game and was the ACC Player of the Year. So he can coach talent.
Lachlan, no look to Heidegger. Heidegger now with 13. 4-point game. Come on, Lamine Janae, another 3.
Living in the moment. Just playing the game, not thinking about anything. But we think he's a three-point shooter. The style and the form doesn't look like one, but he is productive.
Janae collects, and the highlights.
Karl Malone style. Hadn't seen that since I played. Sam, dunking it and holding your hand behind your head.
To reserve another spot in the dunk contest. Heidegger, little off, offensive board. Cyrus blocked, but a foul first. Lamine Janae, 21 points on the game, and adding to the highlight reel. Might be the best player in the conference right now.
Oh, my goodness. He is feeling good. The three-pointer playing at home.
At the Bank of Antandek, the team are testing a smart bot that predicts the future of remortgaging.
I'll read Stan. Will my mortgage rate alter?
Searching for flights to Gibraltar.
Stan, what will my mortgage rate do next?
Reading Dex texts from Ma'am. Declan, I've taken up your trousers.
Sorry, it's a few teething problems, obviously, at the moment.
Meanwhile, at Santander, they can't predict your future, but they'll help secure it with great mortgage rates fixed for up to 10 years. See what's possible at Santander.
Alex was thrilled to find 15 Rosemary Terrace on Zoopla. Price-wise, it was... Good luck with that, love. Zoopla, we know what a home is really worth.
I'm here in India to see how Microsoft AI is helping prevent people from going blind.
80% of the people who went blind can be prevented.
Wow.
The first step is to capture a photograph of the eye, and the AI does an analysis in real time.
To show who's at risk.
That's correct. And we can get them the right treatment.
So you can help prevent blindness.
Exactly, that's the whole point.
Wow. Wow.
Yeah.
What are you doing, Sergey? It's all automated. Ooh. Huh? Automated. Automated!
Oh, come on!
Bills with Auto Sergey is all automated.
I automatically look for ways to save on car, home, and energy bills.
See, Sergey, just sit back and relax.
Okay.
Automate your bills with Auto Sergey.
Some fantastic pros have come through the Big West Conference. Here's the top 5 I put together. What do you think, Adrian?
Oh, I'm loving it. You can't go wrong. Larry Johnson, the National Player of the Year, first one taken. Byron Russell, an overachiever from Long Beach State. Bruce Bowen became all defensive and a world champion. B. Shaw, you know I got to love my Lakers now. I got to love my Lakers. And then Greg Anthony, too. So you can't go wrong. All of these guys have made contributions in a major way.
Now, which one are you going to bump off if Lamine Janae keeps doing what he's doing?
Well, it's not going to be one of my Lakers, but you can't go wrong. We've got to add a 6th man. He has made a statement tonight. The Duncan, then watch this one. Oh, what it takes to be young, having fun. You know what I saw on that play? I saw my knees aching at 56, knees and back. Oh, my goodness.
What a find for Coach Godfrey. Again, when he came to CSUN, he came basically roster sight unseen. He was ready to build something, ready to be in charge of a program again, but he had not seen Lamine Janae play. Said the first practice, he looked at the assistant and said, oh, wait a minute. We got a player.
And he said everyone came for him in the offseason. All the big schools came for him, but he's comfortable playing hard. You know who else was like that? Hakeem Olajuwon. Hakeem Olajuwon was up in New York City, and the ride didn't pick him up to go to St. John's, and he told another bell cap who was from his country, a countryman, he said, what's warmer? What's a warmer climate? He said, go to Houston. History was made.
Terrell Gomez, first bucket of the second half, stretches the lead back to 10. Lamine Janae from Senegal originally. Talked to him about the impact Kobe had on him and said it's one of the players he always watched growing up, had Kobe's shoes. A lot of players in the shoe game, and Kobe's are very popular.
Kobe's winning intangibles is identifiable, where even if you loved him or hated him, you respected him because he played so hard. He made other players reach his game, raise their game. And then he was a beloved figure, a universal figure, loved basketball, soccer, played his formative years over in Italy. So he was a man about culture.
So over the double team, fills it in. He's got 7 in the second half. Doing his best to keep the Gauchos in at 10:45 remaining. It's 51-43 Matadors.
The Gauchos still hanging around.
Janae called for traveling.
Now, it's interesting, if you think about this, he's had 4 turnovers, he's had a charging foul, but Coach Godfrey still gives him the freedom because when you're one of the leading scorers in the nation, he still gives him freedom because he's going to make more positive plays than negative turnovers. Let's see for the Gauchos if they can get themselves an open look. The three-point line. The black jerseys are trying to stay well above the three-point line. Go straight up.
Foul will put So back at the line. Amadou So preseason all-conference selection. Festus Ndumanya, his 3rd.
Ndomanya is having a good time tonight. He is living in the moment, rebounding, defending, playing with energy and enthusiasm.
So from Bamako, Mali, played at prolific prep academy, and talking to Coach Pasternak about him, Amadou's father sadly passed away during the season, and Amadou was unable to go back home. Hasn't been home since he was a freshman in high school and came over to the States. So there was just too much of a risk with visa issues. He wouldn't be able to make it back. So he's been playing with a heavy heart all season long.
And he works with one of my mentors, Dr. Joe Carr, who really does a great job of team building. So their heart's in the right place with holding young men. This basket.
Offensive board and putback, Brandon Herrick.
I don't think Coach jumped like that in his heyday. Long and lean.
McLaughlin pass to So, wave it off, offensive foul.
Good players are going to make big-time plays on each other. So is a top post player in this conference, and he just dunked on Janae. But that was off of the feed and an assist. Again, I still like what UCSB is trying to do. They're trying to spread that floor, look for a mismatch to get a good scoring opportunity.
Foul was on Ja'Cory McLaughlin, his third. CSUN with an 8-point lead past the halfway point here in the second half. Sam Farber, former Laker, Adrian Branch here with you. Just about 25 miles northwest of Staples Center.
Beautiful day out here today, too.
Gomez, hand in his face, doesn't matter.
Gomez has been shooting clutch baskets.
Foul on the floor before the shot. This is going to go on Gomez, his first. Terrell Gomez, he might end up setting most of the CSUN scoring records, only for, assuming he sticks around, Lamine Janae to break them all back the next year. But Gomez is an exceptional player.
Yeah, look at the efficiency. 5 for 10, only taking 10 shots. And it's made a difference on it.
Down to So. Rebound, Endomania.
For Terrell, he's got it going. Shooting a good basket. Easy flow to his offense. Let's see if he gets another look.
Raiders trying to sweep the season series against UCSB. Both these teams picked in the top 3 in the preseason conference poll. Ball falls right in the lap of Herrick. Now Heidegger going the other way, takes the contact, almost got the roll. He'll go to the line to shoot 2. Over on ESPN tonight, we'll have the second men's semifinal from down under the Australian Open. Number 5 seed Dominic Thiem taking on 7th seeded Sasha Zverev. Each player looking for their first major title. 3:30 a.m. Eastern, 12:30 a.m. Pacific on ESPN and the ESPN app, and our ESPN Plus coverage starting at 11 Eastern. Every match also live on the ESPN app, so you can watch anywhere. Winner of that semifinal gets Novak Djokovic.
Who's playing well.
Just beat
Injury-free,
Federer.
too. Yeah. I got my man, Roger.
Last foul was on Festus Endomania. That's his 4th, so he's taking a seat.
He's giving them good minutes, being a defensive presence or rim protector.
Heidegger 1 for 2, so the lead is 11 for the Matadors. Really getting good scoring from their support players. Janae and Gomez, they're the main attractions, but Coach Gottfried said he wants to see more from the support guys, and he's gotten it tonight. Nice up and under move, but everything but the bucket for McLaughlin. Now he forces the steal, getting on the floor. Heidegger back the other way to Ramsey. Reverse lay-in, deflected.
The Gauchos have missed so many point-blank layups. Both teams.
Back the other way we go. A track explode. So, Euro step. And he'll head to the line.
Those were 4 layups missed on both teams.
No free runs. Maybe some free throws will go down. Matadors up by 11.
Yo, are you ready for 2020 on BT Sport? Because the big G is... Of course I'm ready. Jake's looking fresh, you know? Maybe just a touch more powder. You ready for Thursday nights to be the new Friday nights? Tyson's excited.
I'm ready.
Woo-hoo! Fire!
Are you ready?
Whoa, there's Yeah, Seth, he's the man.
No, I'm the man.
Are you ready to get inked? So listen up. The managers, the teams, the stadiums, the superstars, they're all ready for 2020 on BT Sport. The question is, are you?
G'day, mate. How's about another serve and a big bash action? Here at BT Sport, it's on a plate for you. See what I did there?
Well, now he's smiling. He's having a great time, isn't he? Look at this.
Every single player, plus the big one, the final. Oh, a chance to be crowned the Big Bash Kings. Don't mess it up, boys.
Bang. Well, that's big.
Big? It's out of the stadium.
Oh, my God, he's done it again.
Don't miss your last Big Bash fix, including the final. Only on BT Sport.
Hooray for the wonderful everyday.
Morning, David. All ready for the 10 o'clock?
All good.
And now, ladies and gentlemen,
God.
the time has arrived.
I thought he wasn't in today.
Tyson, the Gypsy King Fury.
Say that again. I can't hear a word with this racket going on. Morning, Dave.
Morning, Tyson. Didn't think he was in this morning.
I'm here all week, you big dosser.
Great.
Blockbuster season continues. Kentucky, Auburn, Saturday at 6 on ESPN.
Been a one-sided rivalry for most of the series between Kentucky and Auburn. Wildcats swept the series in terms of conference play, but when they played in the Elite Eight, Auburn got them.
Yeah, that was a heartbreaking loss in the excitement for Auburn, and this should be a good one, too.
Should be a lot of fun. Kentucky at Auburn. Sonic Blockbuster. Full slate Saturday. Also have Duke and Syracuse.
Yeah.
The Matadome for CSUN fans. Lamine Janae, maybe the best player to come through this program. Certainly played like it in his first year and a half. Already 1,000-point scorer. And he's got 21 to lead the Matadors here tonight against UC Santa Barbara.
You said that was only in 41 games.
43rd.
So some of the coaching staff said they hope he comes back for one more and get that one more year seasoning.
Had thoughts about trying to go pro after his freshman year.
Oh, yeah. Young people are ready to, not ready to unpack the bags. They're ready to go if they have a good year.
Janae fading away. In and out. Tip goes. Darius Brown the second.
We talked about Gomez being a star, 20 points a game, and Janae as good as advertised, and it's the others. That play there was one positive possession by the others, a role player.
Lead is 12. It's going to stay with Santa Barbara. Now refs coming together, and they're going to turn it around. CSUN will take possession. Matadors' second season under Mark Gottfried. Prior to his arrival, this team had a hard time making the Big West tournament. Only the top 8 of a 9-team conference goes to the conference tournament. Now they're being talked about as a potential NCAA tournament team. Maybe a lower seed that ends up being a Cinderella story.
Well, you got a Cinderella player in Janae, so he's going to capture America's attention if he gets there. But right now, they feel comfortable with a 12-point lead. They've got to continue to defend for the last 6 minutes, 15 seconds.
Even though they're playing really well tonight, they've already got 3 losses on the season. Coach Joe Pasternak of UC Santa Barbara told us, this conference is just exceptionally deep. the team that was picked dead last, Cal Poly, beat CSUN handily earlier this season.
By 20 points. And so he says that's a compliment to the league. And when you have a tough league, that helps you for that 3-day weekend in March. And if you get a chance to be that bid, that automatic qualifier, you won't be intimidated by the moment.
Standings in the Big West Conference. Irvine winning earlier today, so they improved to 5-1. But there is a logjam coming into tonight. 8 of the 9 teams were within 2.5 games of first place.
Still relevant. So all these teams are still relevant, and you control the controllables, as we mentioned at halftime, by trying to win games. How do you win games? Well, right now, if you're the Gauchos on the road, you've got to get a stop and try to get down and get a high percentage shot.
Foul away from the ball. It's going to go on Matt Freeman, his second. I think for UC Santa Barbara, you look at the 2 games, let's just say for the moment, they aren't not able to make the comeback here tonight. You can look at the 2 matchups for CSUN. We basically played without Ja'Cory McLaughlin both of those games. He missed the first one due to injury, and here tonight, he was on the bench the majority of the first half with foul trouble.
Yeah, right now it's just under 6 minutes, and so if you're a 3-point shooting team, you're only down by 3 possessions. What's hurt them more than anything, it hasn't been Janae, it's been the shooting. They've got to be able to knock down shots.
Nice move by Heidegger getting to 10. 18 for Max Heidegger.
Has a nice burst, change of pace. The off-speed dribble has given him mileage and separation at the top of the key.
Having a pretty good defensive game against Terrell Gomez as well.
Nice ball movement. Everybody playing. Both teams have moved the ball well.
And Janae for 3. Got it.
That was a clutch shot. As the Gauchos are trying to work their way back into it, and you've got a star player making timely back. So he only had 2 points at halftime, and now working on double figures.
11 here in the second half or so. And it is a 9-point game right now. Timeout taken by the Gauchos. Will take it as well. Trying to mount a comeback against the Matadors.
Action. Here at BT Sport, it's on a plate for you. See what I did there?
Well, now he's smiling. He's having a great time, isn't he? Look at this.
Every single play on, plus the big one, the final. Oh, a chance to be crowned the Big Bash Kings. Don't mess it up, boys.
Bang. Well, that's big.
Big. It's out of the stadium.
Oh, my God, he's done it again.
Don't miss your last Big Bash fix, including the final. Only on BT Sport.
The ultimate sport needs the ultimate channel. And now it's here. BT Sport Ultimate. Whatever device you are watching on, BT Sport Ultimate maximizes the best of HDR, UHD, and Dolby Atmos. BT Sport Ultimate will give you the ultimate experience. Unleash your viewing potential. BT Sport Ultimate. Available now.
Janae's got 24 points to lead all scorers. Whenever he leaves CSUN, it's going to be some really big shoes to fill.
Talking about shoes, this is one of my favorites when you got the little guys trying to fit those and going in for a shot. Let's go. That's me and you.
62-53. Gaucho's doing a good job staying in it. Amadou Sow sat most of the first half with foul trouble. He's had a solid second half. 12 points of his 14 have come since intermission, and he has his third double-double of the season.
Yeah, I'm happy for him because you have to play a great game against a great player. He's doing his part in the second half. So also, he set the bar for himself because now I'm saying as a coaching staff, you're coming out playing against one of the best players in the country, 14-10 with under 5 minutes to go. He's got to do that every night.
Santa Barbara coming out in the full court pressure. Matador's able to get it up the floor. El Gomez, 10 points tonight. He's a 20-point per game player. Instead inside, Harkless hangs but can't hit. Stop for UCSB. McLaughlin from distance does not get the bounce. Gomez for three. Yes!
That was a dagger. 3 points that the Gauchos didn't get. That's a 6-point differential and 3 points that their opponent got. That was a big basket when you're talking about trying to get possession.
Second in the country in made threes, Terrell Gomez. That was his first tonight.
When Coach Pasternak shows his team the film, one area he'll look at is the layups. They missed about 5 or 6 layups already. That's 12 points. That by itself would have cut into the lead.
Gomez. Runner won't fall. Rebound McLaughlin. Cyrus into the corner. Heidegger will head to the line to shoot two. No give up from the Gauchos. Trying to fight back, trailing by 12 after the Gomez three.
Nice job by Gomez, feeling it, catching it, shooting it deep. I see why he averages 20 points a game when you don't miss a lot of shots and having confidence. It feels good.
Look at me! Between studios, this is how the top man moves now. No helmet. Do you ride? Of course, practically grew up on them. See what you got. Come on, get on. Oh. Gary! Right. Tell you what, these ain't as easy as they look, you know.
Oh, I think I'll be all right, Rio.
Gaz, you all right?
What's that throttle all about? A little bit naughty, that. Out of order.
Yo, are you ready for 2020 on BT Sport? Because the big G is...
Of course I'm ready.
Jake's looking fresh, you know?
Maybe just a touch more powder.
You ready for Thursday nights to be the new Friday nights? Tyson's excited.
I'm ready.
Woohoo! Fire!
Are you ready?
Whoa, there's Seth. He's the man.
No, I'm the man.
Are you ready to get inked? So listen up. The managers, the teams, the stadiums, the superstars, they're all ready for 2020 on BT Sport. The question is, are you?
Matadors lead it by a dozen, 65-53. Sam Farmer, Adrian Branch, former Laker, former Maryland Terrapin, here with you inside the Matadome, which has come alive the last 2 years with the arrival of Lamine Janae.
It's exciting. You see the exciting brand of basketball. They led the conference last year in points and field goal percentage, and they're leading it again in points. So it's not the Jeff Van Gundy. Hello, Jeff. 3 yards in the cloud of dust. They get out there and they try to get easy baskets, and you have an exciting player in Janae and Gomez.
Last year, Janae led the nation in made field goals. Had one of the all-time great seasons, not just in Matador history, but Big West history. But that said, they didn't have the postseason success they were looking for, didn't make it out of the opening round of the Big West tournament. They want a bigger stage at the end of the season here in 2020.
They're seizing the moment. They've been playing with the lead most of the game against a very good UC Santa Barbara.
Lane violation will take away the attempt for the Gauchos. Heidegger with 19.
Look at
for UCSB.
Two big-time coaches right now. You're seeing the trap, trying to get pressure. It's 3 minutes and 22 seconds left.
Most of the game against a very...
CSUN execute with pressure now, extended pressure.
One tough part for UC Santa Barbara in forcing turnovers. They're a really good rebounding team in terms of crashing the glass. They're one of the weakest teams in the country in terms of steals, actual takeaways. Gomez with 2 on the shot clock.
For him to be, if it was boxing, a flyweight, he sure hits like a heavyweight with those 3-point daggers.
Heidegger answers on the other end. Season high 22 for Max Heidegger, and a timeout will be taken. They're trading punches here in Northridge. Lead it by 11. 2 of the top 3-point shooters in the conference going mano a mano here.
The little train that could. I just said he was a flyweight. Oh, he's knocking him out. What heavy hands when he hits that 3-point bomb. But on the flip side now, Heidegger has answered the bell as well. 21 points. He's really coming on strong. 22.
It's a new season high. His previous one he set just over a week ago, also against CSUN.
Yeah, he and Amadou Sow have set the bar for themselves. They should be able to do that every night.
Janae fading away. The rebound is controlled by UCSB. Approaching 2 minutes remaining. Lead is 11. So head fakes the 3, drives, lay in, wave it off. Offensive foul taken by Brendan Herrick.
I liked everything I saw except for the finish. The ball fake was fantastic in the one dribble, but he, like Heidegger a few possessions earlier, had over-penetration.
2 minutes
Practice that every day. The ball fake, one dribble, and just kiss that little 15-footer.
Lead is 11. Darius Brown, the second sophomore from Pasadena, will walk it up.
Everything I saw except for the finish. The ball
want to run the shot clock down and get a high percentage shot or get to the free throw line. Mismatch right there. You're going to have to help.
Nothing but net.
CSUN has had timely baskets every run that UCSB has made. They've been able to answer the bell.
Heidegger from NBA range, yes! 25 for Heidegger. And another timeout for the Gauchos.
Well, right now, Janae went for a steal and left the open 3-point shooter, and he's pointing saying, my fault. You can't have my fault right now. You've got to have honest defense. Make them shoot over top of your long, extended arms.
17 in the second half for Max Heidegger. Over on ESPN tonight, second men's semifinal from Down Under. Dominic Thiem, the 5 seed, versus 7th seeded Sasha Zverev. Winner will face Novak Djokovic in the final. 3:30 a.m. Eastern, 12:30 a.m. Pacific on ESPN and the ESPN app. And our ESPN Plus coverage begins at 11 Eastern, so already underway. Every match also live on the ESPN app, so you can watch anywhere. Tell you what, my kids are a little older now. I love the Australian Open with a newborn.
You're
up
because
at
you're up,
midnight
so you
already.
can see that. Nice,
It's on.
nice plug.
It's awesome.
Nice.
Now it's a real pain because I'm staying up still to watch the match, and now the baby's not up at 2 a.m. The baby's up at 6 a.m. and wants to play.
And you're whining now.
Now I don't.
Who's the baby? You need a hug, baby.
I need it.
You know what? I love to see great players playing well. Heidegger set the bar for himself. That was a big basket. He's played well. Now let's see if that'll jumpstart. You try to get this win, but let's see if this jumpstarts the second half of the season for him.
If you're UCSB, I got to imagine you'd be frustrated getting swept on the series by CSUN, but you got to feel it. We never really played a game with a full deck the entire time.
That's right.
Either foul trouble or help knocked us out.
And you may see him in the tournament. He's got a foul now.
There's a steal for UCSB. And a foul at midcourt by Lamine Janae will give some free throw opportunities to the Gauchos. That's also the fourth personal on Janae.
Janae has been a star. He's had a great game, but the last two possessions has not been his best basketball. Getting out of position, giving up a three-pointer to Heidegger, and then here was a careless foul on the open floor.
Brandon Cyrus, transfer from DePaul, hits the first. Next up for these two teams, Gauchos stay in Southern California. They'll play Long Beach State. CSUN, meanwhile, long road trip to Hawaii.
Like, folks are going to be complaining about going to Hawaii. They need a hug like that. Oh, my goodness.
The Matadors, if they get things together at the right time, they're going to play Irvine twice in the last 2 weeks of the season. That's the #1 pick in the preseason poll, and the reigning champs could make for some very interesting basketball down the stretch in the Big West. Over the top, Harkless, lob, and Janae mistimed it, still gets the lay-in.
Does he get assist to himself now? He did about on everything else. That would have brought the house down on that lob.
We're going to make sure the clock is right. Matador is able to break the press, make it an 11-point lead. Lamine Janae, 26 points. Leads all scorers.
Got out as an average, hadn't forced his offense, had a few turnovers, but he stayed within the flow of the game, and he has an unassuming body language, so you couldn't tell if he has 26 points or 6 points.
He missed first dozen or so games of this season. That's the only reason he's not the #1 scorer in the country right now. Heidegger lays it in. 27 points for Heidegger. And then a foul before the ball is inbounded.
Max Heidegger has been a star, and yet he missed about 4 or 5 different layups himself. So they have a high ceiling. UC Santa Barbara plays well as a team. They get good shots off the offense. They hadn't knocked it down when they needed it, but I like what I see. Well-coached team, still playing for each other. Good chemistry. Tonight has been the layups and the missed shots at the three-point line.
Terrell Gomez, just the guy you'd want at the line, #2 in all of Division I basketball in free throw percentage, 93.5% from the line.
That's just amazing. The concentration, the stillness, it slows down for him. And watch his routine. He comes up, slows himself down, over the front rim, backspin, follow through.
Not even the broadcaster's jinx can phase him.
I'm not touching that one.
He has 18. The lead is back to 11. McLaughlin missed the three. Gomez steals the rebound, and he'll go back to the strike.
This has been a consistent performance by CSUN. They've played with the lead most of the game. Now, for the Gauchos, they've helped them out because they were missing baskets. and CSUN was taking advantage of any missed opportunities by running out. They want to finish it up. Close the show.
Matadors with a win. Go above 500 in conference play. Obviously a big hole to dig out of overall. It's all about March in the Big West.
It is. You got a month left of basketball in February.
How tough is it? Gomez's routine, he takes a lot of time. He's quiet in the gym.
Well, he's quiet,
to be in that rhythm.
And his eyes, too. You watch his eyes, closing his eyes, so that means he's slowing himself down, relaxing. And it's just a nice, easy stroke. See right there, taking his time.
20 points for Terrell Gomez. Only had 6 in the first half, still found his way to get his average. Heidegger hits another 3. 30 points for Max Heidegger.
Max Heidegger, you are a star. Welcome to one of your best performances as a collegiate.
Foul along the sideline. Gomez will go back to the line. Foul is on Amadou Sow, his 4th.
You know, you just kind of hold your breath. He's over 90% is amazing. I was shocked. I looked at it. My best year as a pro was 86%.
That's really good.
Yeah, that's because I was just pressed for baskets. But this young man, wow. Sam, you and I don't even want to talk while he's shooting his free throws. We don't want to disturb this young man's rhythm.
I'm not going to be the one that messed him up.
I'm not either.
I'll give a stat after this one.
I'll say something after.
Robinson Eden will check in. Matadors continue to massage the final score.
It's almost like golf. You want to whisper while he's at the free throw line.
Oh, got the roll. So with that free throw, he has now made 45 of his last 46 free throws. 45 of 46.
And we had nothing to do with that one. Even while we were whispering like it was a golf match when they get ready to putt.
Shot clock is dark. Gauchos are going to concede this one. I'm excited to see these two play if they do again in the conference tournament. I'd love to see what Santa Barbara can do with everyone available and maybe a little less foul trouble.
That's right. The Matadors answered the bell for this one again, but a well-coached team would be circling the wagons for another opportunity to go against them.
22 points for Terrell Gomez, 26 for Lamine Janae, and it's a 79-67 win for CSUN. They improved to 4-3 in conference play. Gauchos fall to 2-4 in the Big West.
The 2 stars came out to play for CSUN. Janae was outstanding, mixing up his offense with dunks, 3-pointers, and timely baskets. And then Gomez closed it out with clutch shooting at the free throw line.
That's going to do it from just north of Los Angeles. A reminder to join us next Saturday from Santa Barbara, where UCSB plays host to the #1 team in the conference last year. And right now in 2020, again, the Anteaters of UC Irvine. Our final score, CSUN 79, UCSB 67. Arthur, I'm Sam Farber saying so long from Northridge.
Sunday, the Premiership Rugby Cup is back, so don't miss the young stars of tomorrow live in action on BT Sport.
BT Sport are on the road with Celtic.
Changes fortunes could make a real difference.
So much riding on this title race.
Finds the corner of the net.
Can Celtic keep Rangers at bay? Hamilton Celtic, only on BT Sport.
Were those seats ever occupied in the front row?
Maybe a couple.
The extracurriculars last night from Knicks Grizzlies included Elfrid Payton knocking Jay Crowder into the first row as retaliation for Crowder's three off 18 with 48 seconds left. The skirmish that followed, this from Marcus Morris after the game.
Yeah, I think dude is just, he played the game in a different way. Like, he just, a lot of female tendencies on the court. That's just how he carried it, man. And, it's just very womanlike.
Later, this apology from Morris for what he called a heat-of-the-moment comment, quote, "I have the utmost respect for women and everything they mean to us," end quote. Also, sell the team chants from fans at the Garden, and no hot water or water pressure for the Grizzlies to shower with after the game, John Morant told us. A lot to unpack, as I said. Frank Isola, this is your account. What just happened?
Just another night in Gotham,
yes,
as
exactly.
they like to say. The end of the game, Jay Crowder, do you need to do that? Absolutely not. But Elfrid Payton, you have an issue with it. You confront him after he makes the shot. You don't take a cheap shot like that when someone's very vulnerable. Shove him in the chest. With those empty seats there, you can easily hit your head. And then for Marcus Morris, when you're going to apologize and you're going to say heat of the moment, that was about 20 minutes after the game ended. I'm sorry. That must be some moment that you're having. For it to be 20 minutes from the time it happened until you said that. Completely out of line. I get the apology. The NBA, I'm sure, is going to find him. Just an ugly night all the way around.
Kevin Blackstone?
Yeah, and how tone deaf of Morris at this point, right? I mean, just yesterday, hashtag girl dad was trending all over in respect for the loss of Kobe Bryant and his daughter, and the pictures that were out there that Vanessa put up on her Instagram page. And for him to say something like that is absolutely ridiculous. Not only that, but Virginia just became the 38th state to vote for the ERA amendment, which could make it the 28th amendment of the Constitution. So, pay attention. Be more educated. Don't sound like that. And as far as the end of the game, that didn't need to happen with either player. And what did you say? Something about no hot water in the shower for the visiting team?
That's what John Morant said. Yes.
Whoa, that's a real headline.
Okay.
Who likes to work out and then go into a shower and find it just drip, 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 and can't get any hot water? We should have an investigation into that. Come on.
Clinton Yates.
Yeah, low water pressure is akin to psychological abuse as far as I'm concerned for the visiting team. But as far as Morris is concerned, look, the problem is that he said heat of the moment as if that is some kind of excuse. That's the problem. If that's where you're going in the heat of the moment, it means you don't understand that that is wrong. And so just apologizing for it indicates that he's not really clear on what the issue is there, which is that anything that has to do with women and females is not lesser than, somehow weaker, or, more of a problem. That's the issue there. It's not just that you said something in a time when you should have said something. Morris, come on, man. You got to be smarter than that. This is 2020.
And Emily Kaplan?
Well, as it pertains to the water, all I have to say is John Morant last year played in the Ohio Valley Conference, where he played teams like Eastern Illinois and Austin Peay. So apparently they've got better water pressure than MSG. Welcome to the NBA, kid. But yeah, the Knicks have a lot bigger issues than that. And Marcus Morris, I don't want to pile on, but I'm going to pile on. I do think he can learn a lesson from Kobe Bryant. And all we've been talking about all week is his relationship with Gigi and the way he supported her as a professional, her aspirations to be a professional basketball player. He never qualified it female basketball player, just basketball player, because that's the way he respected her. So I'll give the mic drop to Liz Cambage, who tweeted last night, female tendencies win games, though.
Frank Isola, can I ask you about the sell the team chance? What's up with that? Are we going anywhere with this?
Yeah. Yeah, there were actually reports that other fans were kicked out of the building. We've seen this before, and when he hears that, they kick people out. I like Marcus Morris a lot as a player, but I'm getting a little tired of every game he needs to prove to us that he's the toughest guy in the NBA, and he wants to fight everybody. You have 48 minutes during the game. Play and start winning some games, because the way he's going about it is wrong. And you know what it overshadowed with John Morant? John Morant last night in that game was a plus 42. Tonight, when they announce the All-Star reserves, he should be one of them.
Yeah. You said Dolan typically throws fans out, so he threw what, 10,000 out last night for the final minute of the game? Is that what he had already left with 41 seconds left? One more thing about Marcus Morris. This is about the apology, okay? He said, I respect for women and everything they mean to us. That final clause of that is something I'm going to take umbrage with as well. The idea that it's measured by relation to you. And here's one other thing. My qualm with the hashtagification of things. Girl dad, it is so wonderful for people to say why they're happy being a father and to demonstrate why they're happy being a father of a girl with pictures. But if it's just a chance to show a nice photo and move on, it's got to be more than that. And this, among many, many other things, is what it's up against. We'll move on now. Let's talk about the Super Bowl. Preview to the preview. You ready? The number one matchup of this Super Bowl. That's not a rhetorical question, National Panel. The number one matchup of this Super Bowl is, anyone? Mahomes versus the Niners defense. Thank you very much. Let's start with that. In Super Bowl history, when top 5 passing offense plays a top 5 passing defense, I hope somebody's going to give me the stat and tell me who wins out most often. Clinton Yates, you can have first crack at it. And who's got the advantage going in? What's the game inside the game?
Defense wins out most often, but defenses haven't seen Patrick Mahomes on the field. Look, people want to talk about how Bosa's going to get after him and force him to get the ball out quickly. Okay, you want to deal with that? You got Hartman, you got Kelsey, you got Watkins, and you got the fastest guy in the league in Tyreek Hill. I'm sorry. They are at an advantage in this, and I just don't think that it's necessarily, it's not that the game's not going to be close, but I don't think that you're just going to be able to assume that Mahomes being faster with his delivery is going to mean less problems for the Niners. That dude is good. That's why
Emily Kaplan.
Well, firstly, I'm going to one-up Clinton. He's right that defense wins, but I believe it's a 9-to-5 ratio when defense often wins.
There we go.
But look, Patrick Mahomes, we know he can be scary when he finds the rhythm, and that's exactly what the 49ers need to prevent. He rarely has a bad game in the NFL, but there was one that he did play pretty badly, and I think that could be the blueprint. It was Week 5 against the Colts, and yes, he was going against an ankle injury, but the Colts play a lot of zone-heavy defense, just like the 49ers. And what they did that was effective is they switched up their coverages a lot, and they were unpredictable, which prevented him from finding a rhythm. So I think that's exactly what the 49ers need to do to slow him down.
Look at this panel right now. They knew Emily Kaplan. They thought we were getting NHL on ice, Emily Kaplan. You forgot it's MMQB Emily Kaplan just a few years ago. Frank Isola, where are you on this?
She's like Vince Lombardi over there. You know, last year, if you look at the Super Bowl, the Rams had a high-flying offense. The Patriots shut them down. 2 times that the Giants won Super Bowls, they shut down Buffalo, and they shut down. So the one defense in the NFL in a big game could stop Mahomes in the.
Listen to this. So Frank may be leaning towards defense. Kevin Blackistone, where are you?
Well, defense wins championships. That's what we've always said. We put it on the front of T-shirts, and Frank just pointed it out. You know, the 49ers defense up front is very, very impressive. They're second in the league in sack rate, third in the league in pressure rate. All those first rounders they have up there, like guys like D Ford. I think that's what they have to do, Clinton. They have to force them to get the ball out. Mahomes to get the ball out fast. Can Mahomes beat him like that? He can, but that's what they've got to do if they're going to have an opportunity to win this game. And they've done
Kevin
that all year
thinks
long.
the front four. It's also Richard Sherman versus Tyreek Hill. How do you think Mahomes approaches that, Clinton Yates?
I'm just saying, I mean, look, I understand that people look at Patrick Mahomes and they say that he's one of the most electric players in the league. I just don't think you can assume that Bosa getting to him is somehow going to mean that he's not going to be able to get the guy to his guys, the best receiving core in the league.
And Kaplan?
No, I just wanted to talk about Jimmy Garoppolo because he's getting no airtime here.
Okay, please, let's do that. Now you want to host the show as well, please.
She's going to break him down.
Okay. I just wanted to say that, you know, I think people are just discrediting him as a game manager, but he's actually the NFL's most effective passer when it comes to long throws this year and has 7 touchdowns.
So the number 2 matchup of the game, Emily has told us it's Garoppolo and the Niners run game versus the Chiefs defense. Who's got the advantage there, Kevin Blackistone?
Oh, I still got to go with the defense once again. I think that, you know, we've seen what the 49ers can do, but once again the pressure is going to have to be on Garoppolo. And even though quarterbacks don't play against quarterbacks, we often talk about these games in matchups of quarterbacks, Garoppolo versus Mahomes. I know the running game is there. It's been very good for these guys, but when you have a couple weeks to prepare, things happen. Stuff happens.
You know, you haven't even mentioned any part of the Chiefs defense just as of yet. You're just talking about, well, the Niners offense is so good, but maybe it'll catch up with them. Clinton, you reacted when you heard Kevin say he was taking the Chiefs defense. Why?
This is big time the 49ers run offense for me, simply because you watch that offense play and it is sexy. They are confusing people with that zone scheme. And look, what they're going to need is gap responsibility of the Chiefs defense. The one person I trust more than anybody is Terrell Suggs. He's the guy who can
Low in the Niners run game?
I still think the Niners can produce against them, but remember, that defense did stop Derrick Henry. But everyone talks about Garoppolo. If they run the ball, then they can't get anything. Remember when they went on the road to New Orleans, that game that Garoppolo had 4 touchdown passes, 350 yards? I know that for a fact because Emily told it to me.
All right, settle down, Brett. Yeah. That was the famed George Kittle carry everybody game, right? I don't believe any of you are on tomorrow's panel for our preview. Maybe Frank is, but Frank, you can make 2 picks. Emily, who you got in the game? I'm going to write this down. We're going to get points and mutes on Monday.
I got the Chiefs.
Yates?
Chiefs in overtime.
Blackstone. Frank Isola?
San Francisco.
Buy or sells next.
Alex was thrilled to find 15 Rosemary Terrace on Zoopla. Price-wise, it was pretty bang on. But what really sold it to her was being free to do exactly what she wants with the place. Crikey. Good luck with that, love. Zoopla, we know what a home is really worth.
Only half the fat, oven-baked, and so delicious. Oi!
What? You had me at oven-baked?
Walker's Oven Baked. Deliciously baked for 50% less fat. Now try new Walker's Oven Baked with veg, with 40% less fat.
Spend 2 minutes on Trussell to find out if you're paying too much for your mortgage for free.
Oh, nice.
Well done, Russell.
My name's Neil.
Trussell, the home of home ownership.
At BOTB, someone wins their dream car every week, guaranteed.
Looking for Oliver Cooper. Hi, Christian from BOTB. Oh my God. You are this week's winner, winning a brand new BMW M4, a brand new Porsche Macan GTS, Nissan GTR. You've also won £20,000 in cash.
£25 million of prizes have already been won. Tickets start from just 85p. You could be next week's winner. Enter by midnight Sunday at BOTB.com.
You switch energy. You guitar solo. More people come to us to find their energy deal than any other switching site.
Visit uswitch.com.
You know, Staysure specialise in travel insurance for pre-existing medical conditions, and they believe that if something's worth doing, it's worth doing right. That's why they design policies around your individual needs. Staysure is the UK's most trusted travel insurer, with more 5-star reviews on Trustpilot than any other provider. So you can be confident you're covered, knowing everything's been tailor-made just for you.
Call Staysure on 0800 652 9955 and save 20% on travel insurance in our winter sale. Staysure, because when it comes to your travel insurance, it's worth doing right.
Ever wondered where top chefs source their steak? The secret's out. Now you can order the same grass-fed, traditionally matured, melt-in-your-mouth steaks to cook in your kitchen at home, handcrafted by our master butchers at Donald Russell. We've been supplying the finest chefs in restaurants for over 40 years. Now you can discover their secret. Search Donald Russell TV to order our traditional steak selection for just £29.90, half our normal price. You'll get succulent sirloin, ribeye, pave rump, 4 pave rump medallions, plus 6 free mini 100% steak burgers, 4 free handmade pork sausages, and a free expert guide to cooking all kinds of meat, plus standard delivery line, or call 0800 042 8811.
Stay still, because I can't get in. All right, yeah. Please. There we go. Okay, ready? Yeah? Yeah? Right, go on. Good luck.
Like getting your money's worth? Then enjoy a freshly prepared bacon double cheeseburger. Just $1.99 from the McDonald's Saver menu.
And it's always odd when you hear player safety
is their biggest concern, and they're really standing up for player safety. But it seems like player safety has a price tag. Player safety up to the point of, hey, 17 games makes us this much money, so we really don't care how safe they are.
Kevin Blackistone, how do you hear Richard Sherman there?
Richard Sherman is right on point there. He's absolutely correct. They need to get rid of this whole idea of these 7-inches. It's to save the league money because they know that will speed up the clock on guys in this league, which means they will have few people who are vested, and that means they can save more on pension money.
Frank Isola?
It's really a bad deal.
There's too many preseason games. To me, you can't add another game. Right now, I think the format is terrific, especially rewarding the two best teams in each conference with a bye week. Richard Sherman has to be 100% right.
Lee Kaplan?
I'm buying that this is exactly what most players think. And if I'm the owners, I'm going to rush to get a deal soon, because if there's a new NFLPA president in March, they're going to have to start from scratch. And look, the owners should just move on to issues that actually could make them more money, which is the new broadcast deal in gambling.
Glenn Yates. That's a good point, too.
Yeah, it's just such a naked cash grab. I mean, I don't know any NFL fans who are looking at the season and saying, we really need one more game on the schedule in order to satisfy our bloodlust. That's not what this is to me. It just seems too obvious that they're trying to squeeze more, blood out of stone.
We'll move on. Buy or sell 2. Cassian Kachuk, Battle of Alberta. 2 weeks ago, Cassian basically called Kachuk a predator and snapped after no call for a hit. That got him a suspension. Suspension served, and of course he's back for last night. Everybody was ready for it last night. Neither started, both waited, kind of casually took to it. TSN's Ryan Rashog detailed it. Cassian told Kachuk right before they fought, "Thanks, kid, I appreciate you doing this." Showed a healthy amount of respect for him in this media availability. Said Kachuk wanted to go right away, but yada, yada, yada. I mean, just, Emily Kaplan, talk to me about what you saw last night, what this means for the sport, and whether you thought it was a good thing.
I'm buying that this is good for the NHL. Look, we can debate the merits of fighting, but there's 2 things that are true. 1, players largely believe that it regulates the game, and 2, casual fans find it really fun and exciting. Last night, they sent someone from the Department of Player Safety and the head of officiating to this game. We knew something was going to go get down. It was the most excited I've been for a regular season game in a long time. And hey, if this gets fans to tune in and watch the petty drama and actually happen to catch Connor McDavid along the way, so be it.
Glenn Yates?
I'm buying that this is good for Kachuk's reputation. I mean, what he's known as is a guy who turtles. Basically, he hits guys with cheap shots and then doesn't want to fight. And so that overall mechanism of trying to regulate itself doesn't work. That is not something I love discussing, and it's why people come to hockey. But overall, I mean, look, if this is what's going to make people watch, I'll deal with it.
Kevin Blackistone, you have been very anti-fights in hockey for as long as I've known you. How'd you read last night?
Well, look at the way we started off this show. We just trashed Peyton and Crowder in the NBA for getting into a fight. Now we're going to celebrate this. We just trashed Kansas and Kansas State the other week in college basketball for getting into a fight, and now I'm going to celebrate this. This was a very good rivalry in the